Hello everyone. This lecture is specially recorded for first year BSc student of BK Birla College, Kalyan. In this lecture, we are going to study a theorem called as Cauchy-Squartz inequality, which is one of the important theorem in calculus. Along with Cauchy-Squartz inequality, we will also see some of the application of Cauchy-Squartz inequality. So let me write down the statement of Cauchy-Squartz inequality. The statement is as follows. So let me write down first Cauchy-Squartz inequality. The theorem says as follows. If we have a real number a1, a2, an are real numbers and b1, b2, bn are any real number, then the inequality says you multiply a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus an bn. This multiplication with then that square is definitely less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus an square into b1 square plus b2 square bn square. Right. So the same inequality can be written in a summation form, or how will I write in a sigma form? Summation ai bi, I goes from 1 to n, is less than equal to this whole bracket square I should write, is less than equal to summation I goes from 1 to n ai square into summation I goes from 1 to n bi square. Now I hope you know what is summation and all. If I substitute summation when I is equal to 1, for example, if I want to expand this, then how will I expand this? Let me talk about only this much. Then this, when I is equal to 1, then it will be a1 square. Summation means addition. Plus when I is equal to 2, I will get a2 square. Plus when I will is equal to n, I will get an an square. So this is an this small notation is a full, this is, write this in sigma form or in expanded form. So the sigma form, summation form is more simpler, more compact to analyze. So summation I goes from 1 to n ai bi whole bracket square is less than equal to summation I goes from 1 to n ai square into, that's so full sigma, into summation I goes from 1 to n bi square. So proof is not difficult. We will prove. That's one of the simple proof. So let's prove this. So, so let me consider, let capital A is equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus an square, which is same as summation I goes from 1 to n ai square. My capital B is equal to, I will take it as a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus an bn, which is same as summation I goes from 1 to n ai bi. You can see that this summation will compact form is much better than writing the lengthy one. C, let me call it as b1 square plus b2 square plus dot 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 bn square. If I want to write this in a summation, then this is summation I goes from 1 to n bi square. Right? So A, B, C are this I have considered. So now consider a polynomial. Consider a polynomial f of x which is equal to ax square plus 2 times bx plus c. So let me consider this polynomial for all x belongs to my real number. This polynomial I considered. Now let me expand this polynomial. What is a? A is nothing but summation I goes from 1 to n ai square. So basically a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square plus 2 times, I forgot to write by x square. So let me take the x square. So x square plus 2 times my b is summation I goes from 1 to n ai bi, and x plus c is nothing but summation I goes from 1 to n vi square. Right. Now what I will do, I will take the first term from this sigma, first term from this sigma, first term from this sigma. So that I will make it as an one bracket. So first term will be a1 square x square plus 2 times a1 b1 x plus b1 square. This is first term of each, from this and from this. Now what will be the second term? Second term will be a2 square x square plus 2 times a2 b2 x plus b2 square plus third term, third bracket. So third term from each, and the last term you can imagine it will be an square x square plus 2 times an bn x plus bn square. So what I have taken, I have collected first term all, then second term, then third term and the nth term. So I have n brackets. But you know this is nothing but, this is very clear. This is not difficult. This is a a1x plus b1 whole bracket square. Similarly, this is nothing but a2x plus b2 whole bracket square dot dot dot. The last term will be anx plus bn whole bracket square. So let me write down that. So which is same as, in first term I got a1x plus b1 whole bracket square plus a2x plus b2 whole bracket square plus dot 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 anx plus bn whole bracket square. You can check, because if I expand this, then I will get a1 square x square plus 2a1 b1 x plus b1 square, which is my first bracket. You can see this is right. So similarly, last bracket I have, if I expand this last bracket, I will again get that an square x square plus 2an bn x plus bn square. So you could see that each term, so in my f of x which I have written, each term is positive. So this is greater than, because square, so square means each term is non-negative. So in f of x, so whatever I got f of x is this. So you could imply, this would imply f of x is always greater than equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. That we can see this. But what is f of x? This would imply my f of x is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c is greater than equal to 0. So if I draw this graph, you know this is a quadratic polynomial, and y equal to ax square plus bx plus c. This is a parabola equation. So you could see that this is a standard parabola, and this parabola is always positive. That means this parabola will lie in a first and second quadrant only. And this parabola will touch your x-axis exactly at once, not more than one. So let me write down those remarks which I have said. Graph of f of x is parabola. And it does not intersect x-axis more than once. That means f of x cannot have real roots. Uh, it cannot have distinct real root. It has a real roots, or cannot have distinct, I should say, cannot have distinct, cannot have distinct real root. So the polynomial which we have considered, that f of x, which is equal to ax square plus 2bx plus c, cannot have distinct real root. So when it does not have distinct real root, that means the roots are either repeated or they are complex. So this would imply discriminant that we call it as grad delta, which is always either 0 or less than 0. So it will be less than equal to 0. So what is discriminant value from this? You can find out, because it's a that 2b square minus 4 times the first coefficient is a and the third coefficient is c. That must be less than equal to 0. So 2b square minus 4ac is less than equal to 0. So that would imply 2b square means 4b square minus 4ac is less than equal to 0. This would imply b square 4b square is less than equal to 4ac, and you can divide it by 4, so you will get b square is less than equal to ac. But what is b square? What is b? If you remember, we have already stated b. Let me go back. I have defined in a proof itself at initial only. I have defined what is b. B is summation ai bi. A is summation ai square and c is summation b square. So that would imply summation I goes from 1 to n ai bi square. That is only b, but then b square less than equal to a is nothing but summation I goes from 1 to n ai square, and c is nothing but summation I goes from 1 to n bi square. So you could see that this completes the proof. You can even expand this. This is nothing but a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3 plus dot 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 a n bn whole bracket square is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus a3 square plus dot 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 an square in one bracket, and in another bracket b1 square plus b2 square plus dot 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 bn square. So that we have proved. So that's not difficult. Some people even say that if you take a square root on both sides, then what I will get is as follows. So this would imply, or sometimes people do ask that they state Cauchy inequality in this way: I goes from 1 to n, ai bi. So if I take square root on both sides, then it is nothing but square root of summation I goes from 1 to n ai square, and summation I goes from 1 to n bi square, which is same as, you could see that square root means 1 by 2. So summation I goes from 1 to n ai square, इसका square root, but square root is nothing but raised to half, and summation I goes from 1 to n pi square, that is again and half. So you could see that summation ai bi is less than equal to summation ai square to the power half into summation bi square to the power half. So some people even state the Cauchy-Squartz inequality in this form also. So whichever form it is, you should not get confused, because, or you can see that this is same as a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus dot 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 an bn is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus an square to the power half b1 plus b2 b1 square b2 square plus dot 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 bn square to the power half. So half, right? So you can state either way, will do. So let me quickly take few examples based on this Cauchy-Squartz inequality. Okay, so okay, so question: prove that a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square is always greater than equal to 1 by n if a1 plus a2 plus dot 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 an is equal to 1, if the addition of a1 to a2 is equal to 1. So let's prove this. The proof is, I just need to apply the Cauchy-Squartz inequality. So take b1 is equal to b2 is equal to dot 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 bn equal to 1 in, so I am taking all bi as 1 in Cauchy-Squartz, so I will abbreviate as CS, Cauchy-Squartz inequality. So I will go to the Cauchy-Squartz inequality, and in Cauchy-Squartz inequality I will take b1 b2 b3 up to bn all as 1. So then how the Cauchy inequality will look? So this would imply, Cauchy-Squartz inequality says that a1 into b1, b1 is my 1, plus a2 into b2, b2 is again 1, plus dot 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 an into bn, bn is again 1. This whole bracket square is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square, and b1 square plus b2 square, but b1 is 1 square plus b2 is also 1 square plus dot 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 1 square. So what I got is as follows. I got as a1 plus a2 plus dot 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 an whole bracket square is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square. Now this is 1 plus 1 plus 1. How many times 1 we have to add? 1 plus 1 plus dot 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 n times 1 we have to add. So this addition is basically, this is n times we have to do. So n times it is. So, but I know that what is a1, a2, a, and in question itself, it is given that a1 plus a2 is equal to 1. So this is 1 square is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square, and this addition is n. So this n I will take divided by n, so I will get 1 by n is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square, which is required. This would imply 1 by n is less than equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus dot 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 an square. So this completes the proof of what I have said. So Cauchy-Squartz inequality is nicely used over here. So second question, if x square plus y square plus z square is equal to 1, what is the maximum value of x plus 2y plus 3z? So let's find out this. So now what I'll do, I will apply Cauchy-Squartz inequality again here. Solution. You could see that this 1 dot x plus 2 dot y plus 3 dot z. So what I will assume, this is a1, this is a2, this is a3. So a1, a2, a3. This is my b1, this is my b2, this is my b3. So if I apply Cauchy-Squartz inequality, I'll get this as a1 square 2 square plus 3 square is less than equal to x square plus y square plus z square. The reason is by Cauchy-Squartz inequality, right? But I know what is x square plus y square plus z square. That value is less than equal to 1. So I'll get as follows. So this would imply x plus 2y plus 3z is less than equal to, I know, 1 plus 4, 5, 5 plus 9 is 14. So 14 times this x square plus y square plus z square is equal to 1. So it is 1. So what I got is as follows: x plus 2y plus 3z is less than equal to 4. So the maximum value such that x plus, what is the maximum value that x plus 2y plus 3z is 14. Hence maximum value of x plus 2y plus 3z is 40. Right. So that can be seen very easily, not difficult. Let me take one more question. Question number 3. Let a comma b comma c comma d, a comma b comma c comma d belongs to positive real number, and a plus b plus c plus d is equal to 1. Find the minimum value of 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by c plus 1 by d. Right. So let's do it again. So what I'll do, I'll take a1 as 1 by root a1. Now root a. Now you could see that denominator is possible because these all positive numbers are positive real numbers. Similarly, I will take a2 as 1 by root b, a3 as 1 by root c, and A4 as 1 by root D. Right. So B1 as 1 by root A, B2 as, sorry, B1 as root A, root B, B3 as root C, B4 as root D. And now apply Cauchy-Squartz inequality on this 8 numbers. So by Cauchy-Squartz inequality, so A1 B1, what is A1 B1? A1 B1 means this two multiplication. 1 by root A into root A, that you will see that 1 by root A into root A plus 1 by root B into root B plus 1 by root C into root C plus 1 by root D into root D, right? 1 by root A, then second times this two multiplication, third times this two multiplication. So not difficult. Less than equal to 1 by root A square plus 1 by root B square plus 1 by root C square plus 1 by root D square, and in second times root A square plus root B square plus root C square plus root D square, bracket complete. So you could see that this root A will get cancelled, root B will get cancelled, root C. So here I will have straight away 4, 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is less than equal to, you could see that this is 1 by A plus 1 by B plus 1 by C plus 1 by D, I'll get, and here I'll get A plus B plus C plus D. But in a problem it is given that A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 1, if you remember. Yeah. So that I will replace it by 1. So what I'll get is as follows. 4 less than equal to 1 by A plus 1 by B plus 1 by C plus 1 by D. So 4 is the minimum value, you could see that. Hence 1 by A plus 1 by B plus 1 by C plus 1 by D takes 4 as minimum value when A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 1, and this all A B C D must belongs to real positive real numbers. Right? So it's very seems to be very simple. You could see that those problems are really, if I do not define Cauchy-Squartz inequality, then it will be a very difficult task to find out the maximum and minimum of these numbers. But with the help of Cauchy-Squartz inequality, we could able to answer very easily. So this Cauchy-Squartz has a tremendous applications in a number theory, uh, even in a calculus. I'm sure that you must have understood how the Cauchy-Squartz inequality is used here. In upcoming lectures or maybe in regular lectures, I will even discuss more problems on a Cauchy-Squartz inequality. I'm sure that you must have understood this. If not, in regular lecture, we will definitely focus the part which you have not understood. So thank you once again. Thank you so much.